Hello guys, it's your girl Asia from Romance Fangirl channel. Sorry if my nose sounds a little stuffy. Allergies are really bothering me today. I am here today finally doing my fucking Found season 2 episode 17 review. It has been a while. Found took forever to drop this episode on fucking Peacock. Damn near took them like a week and a half to drop this. I don't know why. I knew this episode was not on Peacock because my girl, who I usually watch, who do reviews for this, did not drop a review. So that alone, no, I knew something was wrong. But once I'm done discussing this review, there is something I want to talk about at the end. I want to run something by you guys about Degrassi, and then that is that. So let's go ahead and get into this review. First of all, I just want to say this. This episode was kind of boring. I don't know what happened. It's like earlier, like it's like when this show like came back for this break, the episodes were like filled with so much steam. They had so much like unpredictability to it. I don't know if Sir being locked up in jail has took the steam down. I honestly think that's exactly what it is. I think Sir being locked up for as long as he has taken the steam down because I didn't really expect him to be locked up for this long. Honestly, I'm not even gonna cap. I really expected Sir to be up and out of jail. I kind of like felt, I kind of like expected him to already have a game plan to where he is no longer locked up in here. But they're like really going the whole way with him being locked up and having Heather as his public defender. I'm just crazy because it's like I do feel like him being locked up is kind of hurting this season. I'm not gonna lie, like him being out during the first half was really great, but him being locked up during this whole second half is really hurting this season because he is locked up. They've had to find to do other shit for us to keep our interest in for this season. Not saying it's not working, but it's like they could do a little bit better. Like okay, for instance, the last episode you had Lacey and Zeke kiss. No, was that episode 15? Yes, I think episode 15, you had Lacey and Zeke kiss, and then episode 16, they don't talk about it at all because she gonna say she not trying to rush into a relationship. So it's like, Lacey, if you're not trying to rush into no relationship or you're not trying to be with Zeke like that, why make a big deal about him being around his friend and thinking there was something going on between him and her if you really wasn't trying to check for him like that relationship wise? Instead, you kiss him making a big deal about it just to ice him out after the kiss. And then it's like episode 17, they have not discussed anything about whether Lacey and Zeke are a couple. Like, they giving them nothing. And it's just giving, like, okay, fine, at this point, it's giving y'all just doing shit because, A, I've already said this. I do feel like this season is kind of dragging. I feel like there should be no way in hell we're in April and this season is still going. I feel like they're, like, doing episodes slowly. And I've said that because some days they wouldn't do it every Thursday. They had to come back. Like, why didn't we get an episode? If they would have, because we had to wait until April 3rd to get this episode, right? That alone, you're dragging it. They went 2 weeks without giving us an episode. You could have given us episode 17 and 18 within that 2 weeks. And then the episode that could have came on the 3rd should have been 19, and we should have been already on 20, 21, and 22. This season should already be wrapped up. At this point, they're dragging it. That's why I don't really have the excitement to watch it on TV because it's like, not saying I don't fuck with this show. I do. I absolutely love Found. I found this show. I actually got into the show when I saw it like on my For You page and things like that, and a lot of people told me to watch it. So I watched it, and I absolutely loved the first season. And the second season, before they went on break, was really good. Like, it was everything you wanted your second season to be. It had to follow up everything. But since they didn't came back from their break, it did fell flat because, like I said, you have Sir locked up for too long. Um, Sir's been locked up for way too long. The only thing they really done that's exciting to like hold your attention is the whole shit with Jamie. And as much as that storyline is really carrying this second half, I have to give it to Margaret and Jamie because their storyline at this point is really carrying this season at this point. Like, Jamie being kidnapped, not telling Margaret who kidnapped him. The only thing I can say that really pissed me off in this episode, I'm not even going to hold you, not even going to lie. The main thing that pissed me off in this episode is that at the end of the episode, you do no. The main thing that pisses me off in this episode is that in the last episode, you do something where Jamie goes to visit Sir, right? He goes to visit Sir. This episode opens up. There is no, oh, we don't get to hear what they were talking about. No conversation. Except it opens up on them trying to figure out where the fuck Jamie was and why didn't he tell Margaret what he was the whole night. It's like, what the fuck? What's the whole point of doing an ending like that for you not to even open up the episode like that? Instead, you open up the episode with them trying to find Jamie, and then this man named Monty coming here threatening Margaret and Gabby with a gun. It's like, if you're not gonna go the whole way, don't even do a fucking scene. That's the main thing that pisses me off. It's like, what's the point of sitting down and having Sir and Jamie have a conversation if you're not going to show us what they talk about? And then Margaret goes up and tells Sir she want to know what him and Jamie talk about. He talk about he'll tell her if she brings Gabrielle here. It's like, no, man, fuck that. I want to know what they talked about at this point, because it's like, what the fuck is Jamie going to go visit Sir in prison for? And then I don't think Sir has any reason to lie. That's one thing I've learned watching him for the first 2 seasons. Why the fuck would he lie? Why would he tell anybody if it emanate anything that they didn't want to hear? So when he told Margaret that Jamie came to visit him because he don't think, even after he kidnapped Gabby and Lacey, that he's not as bad of a man as they're trying to paint him as in the public, and he had to come see for himself, it makes me feel like, okay, off top, how could you even feel like Sir is not a bad person when you yourself has been kidnapped? Yes, you were kidnapped by someone who loves you and has, giving you food and giving you clothes and shoes on your feet, but at the end of the day, they still kidnapped you and kept you away from your mother. So there is, like, I know Jamie feel like there's a whole gray area between it, and he might feel like people are seeing a black and white with it. But me personally, a kidnapper is a kidnapper. Just like a child pedophile is a child pedophile, just like a rapist is a rapist. There's no gray area with it. You are what you are. I cannot. At the end of the day, you are a human being. But at the end of the day, you have done evil, conniving shit to where it's like, I can only see what you come out to the world as, and that is a fucking kidnapper. Like, I don't understand. I do not care for Heather and Trent's relationship. I don't know why they keep trying to make that, like, a big-ass thing. I really don't give a fuck about their relationship. Heather, well, and honestly, the biggest, like, bomb drop in this whole episode, because I really said this when I was watching it, this episode was kind of boring, but just what they did for the ending of the episode kind of made me excited for next week's episode. And I saw the sneak peek for next week, and I know next week's episode is Gabby is going to go visit Sir in prison. A whole breakout happens, and he's keeping her hostage in his room. So I'm really excited to see how that play out, because Shanola Hampton and Mark Paul Gosselaar have had like zero screen time at all in this season, to where it's like, I need to see that chemistry again. I need to see that connection, because there is no question that their chemistry they have on screen is very undeniable. And I do feel like after they're done doing this show for God knows how many seasons, and they do continue to get more projects together, because I feel like they definitely do have a lot of good chemistry together. And it kind of sucks to know that Mark Paul Gosselaar directed that episode, and it was kind of boring. No offense to you, Mark. His directing wasn't boring. The storyline that they wrote for the episode was boring. They could have done something better. Like, they could have done something more. Like, the whole episode, they're trying to figure out why the fuck Jamie was sitting outside Gabby's house, and did he sneak into her basement, which I definitely feel like he did. He's trying to tell Trent that, oh, he did wait. He just sounded like he was lying. He just sounded like he was trying to make, not Trent, trying to make Don not ask so many questions. And I feel like Don saying, oh, I don't have to do no DNA tests on you. You're Margaret's son, whatever. I do feel like that is Jamie at this point. I feel like if it wasn't him, we still wouldn't be having this conversation. That's just me. There's just sometimes he do little shit that make me realize he might do shit that make me feel like he is not Margaret's son, but I definitely feel like he is her son. It's just, he's just weird. And I think it's because he doesn't talk. He doesn't let nobody know what he doing. He just sneaky as fuck. And it's like, for that alone, he deserves to get Margaret answers. And then it's something else I want to talk about before I get to the end of the show. Margaret's husband in the flashbacks does nothing but piss me off because it's like, how can you even sit here? How can you even stand here and tell Margaret that her wondering whether or not she'll find her fucking son should not be the only concern? I understand. Margaret is a mother. She is a wife, and you want her to go back to doing what she was doing every day before your son went missing. But that's fucking impossible when she has not gotten any answers on what might have happened to her son. For you to even stand here and ask her, can she go back to who she was before your son got kidnapped or anything, is foolish. It makes me feel like the daddy know who kidnapped their son. Because it's like, why the fuck is you just walking around so nonchalant? You don't seem heartbroken. You don't even seem affected that your child is missing. It's like Margaret is not only carrying pain for herself, but she's also carrying how you feel. Like Margaret's husband can really like kiss my ass at the hunt because I'm really tired of seeing him in flashbacks and just always being on her back for not wanting to be what she was before their son went missing. It's like, how do you expect me to be that when our son is out there, who knows, dead? Like, how? How? Like, whatever. But, you know what? Let's get to the ending. Like I said, the episode was boring, but the ending made me, like, really excited for next week's episode. Like I said, they did something where Margaret told Gabby when she went to go visit Sir that she like did her little secret powers on Heather, and she think Heather is Sir's lost sister Leah. She said she feel like they have a lot of like when it comes to like facials and things like that. There's a lot of things that match when it comes to them, and I think Heather is definitely Sir's sister. If not his sister, she his secret accomplice because it's like, why the fuck are you trying so hard to defend this man who you know is guilty as fuck? Why you keep coming after Gabby like she's the bad guy and not the victim? I understand she kidnapped Sir, but we all know she kidnapped Sir, but Sir doesn't want the public to know that Gabby kidnapped him. He doesn't want her to serve any time for what she did because to him, Gabby kidnapping Sir, to him, he doesn't see it as any wrong because she gave him the one thing he always wanted to be close to her. So to him, it's like, why would I lock her up for giving you the one of the many things I've wanted all these years after she escaped from me? Why would I want her to be locked up from me? No. So Heather is annoying because she keep coming after Gabby like she's a bad guy, but it's like, girl, she's a victim. She's the one who was kidnapped. So when Margaret said that Heather might be Sir's sister, I definitely believed it. And then Margaret went to prison and told Sir, like, you need to stay away from Jamie and all that, and that they're like two steps ahead of him. And he told Margaret that when Jamie came to visit him that all the clouds will come clear sooner rather than later. And she asked Sir, where the fuck did he hear that? And Sir said that Jamie told him when he came to visit him that he said that, and he said he figured that he might have gotten it from you, but maybe he was talking about his other mother. So Margaret went home, went underneath her bed, was putting out family files and shit. We didn't get to see any of the pictures and stuff that she was looking at, and they just went to the other scene with Gabby like really eyeing down Heather's ID and shit like that, and the episode went off like that. So that alone made me excited for next week's episode, because like I said, Margaret and Jamie's storyline is kind of carrying this second half of the season. I feel like everyone else have become certified extras. They haven't really given them much storylines. Like I always said, when it comes to Found, I need more flashbacks. For the most part, they have really done a good job when it came to doing flashbacks for Gabby's point of view and Lacey's point of view and Margaret's point of view. I feel like I need to see more of Don's point of view and of Zeke's point of view. I want to get to know them more deeply as characters, because I feel like for the most part, they kind of just feel there at this point. It's like Don played a huge role early on in this second season, and it's like Zeke kind of just feels like the hacker, and it's like, when do we get to see how his kidnapper kidnapped him and all of that? I want to see more. So I'm not gonna lie, this wasn't my favorite episode from Found, but the last parts of other episode definitely got me excited for what's to come next. A little side note I want to go on. Like I said, when it comes to Degrassi, hold on, y'all. But like I was saying, when it comes to Degrassi, I know I said I was going to cancel the episode review. I'm thinking, honestly, I think once I'm done reviewing every season for Degrassi, I think I'm going to bring back episode reviews. Not 100% sure if I want to, but I really think I'm going to consider it. I think I'm going to finish wrapping up season 12. And I think for season 12, I'm not going to do every episode for that season like I was doing. I think what I'm going to do is just really review the episodes that were important to me in that season and just talk about it and just go from there. And then that'll be it. And I think for season 13, I'm going to pick out 5 of my favorite episodes from that season and review them. And like I said, I'm not doing anything for season 14. So I think for season 12, yes. Season 12 and season 13. For season 12, I'm going to review the episodes I feel like that are important. And I think for season 13, I'm going to pick out maybe 10 or 5 episodes that are my favorites. And I'm going to discuss them and review them. That's how I'm going to do that because I didn't want to cancel the Degrassi the series, but I think what made me cancel is that I didn't want to review every episode of season 12, and I'm not going to do that. So when I come back on here and bring back the series, just I'm going to be reviewing episodes to me that I feel like that are important. That's it. That I feel like were really the standout episodes from that season. Just only episodes that's important. That's it. But that is my final review. Catch you guys in my next video.